Hey everyone, welcome back to the Law of Attraction Tribe podcast. Today I have my daughter Alexis on the podcast. Hello and welcome back.
Hello.
Okay, so that's my chair by the way. Do you hear that? It keeps like squeaking. Need to tighten some bolts. So Alexis was on at the beginning of the year. We did like a New Year's episode where we talked about our word of the year, planning out the year. And this is sort of a follow up to that, but we're going to incorporate like spring cleaning, decluttering, and all that kind of stuff. Just because I feel like that's really important. And I think in the spring, it's a good time to do it because spring, in my opinion, is when the new year really starts. It's where everything's blooming, everything's fresh, your energy's a little bit more in the mood for that kind of thing. But what I've found is people tend to feel really overwhelmed, especially if they have a lot of clutter, a lot of like things to tackle. We just get overwhelmed. I think in general, the way our society is set up with our jobs and everything else, we can just feel stressed. And when you're in this like stressful, overwhelmed state, your nervous system, it goes into like fight or flight. So you're either going to be stressed out and lash out and get angry, or you're going to just avoid it altogether or procrastinate and say, like, I'll deal with it later. So I think before anybody even gets into spring cleaning and decluttering, you have to first calm your nervous system and get yourself out of this overwhelmed, chaotic state so that you can like go in with a fresh mind. So I think we should focus on like decluttering our mental, our headspace, you know? So let's start with our first question. What's one thing that calms your nervous system and makes you feel less overwhelmed?
Cleaning. But for most people, it's like that's something that does not calm people. I feel like it like for a lot of people it's
Yeah.
stressful.
Well, I think for you, it's like everything's already so organized because you're a little bit OCD
Yeah.
that
A little
cleaning
bit.
it like it's a little bit, but if you were to go into a house that's a hot mess, like wouldn't you feel
Yeah.
a little bit overwhelmed? Which we're gonna get into that too, like how to tackle it. Um, but yeah, I think cleaning's a little therapeutic too.
Yeah. I feel like it depends on like the circumstances though.
But also, like you go to the gym pretty much every day. You've been sitting in the sauna
Yeah,
every
that too.
day, and I know that that helps your nervous system calm
Yeah.
down. And that's for me, like I've been trying to work out every single morning, but what I do is I tell myself all I have to do is 15 minutes. So I'll find like a quick 15-minute workout and I feel completely different after I do that. Like I'm just ready to take on the day. Because again, I think it calms my nervous system. And then when I'm feeling really overwhelmed and stressed out and I want to like lash out at the kids, um, I notice if I go outside and just hang out there for a few minutes, it's like nature and like hearing the birds chirping and all that just kind of calms me down and I feel less angry and more ready to like proceed with whatever I was doing.
Reminds me of like the gentle parenting on TikTok.
Yeah. Be one with nature. It is true though. Like it brings your mood and like it's a natural stabilizer. Just
Yeah.
makes you feel more, you know, normal,
Hmm.
less crazy. So that's what I would suggest. Like do something, whatever it is. It could be going for a walk outside. It could be a workout. It could be just like sitting outside, walking barefoot in the grass, doing some breath work, like just whatever to calm the craziness. Cause I think we all feel a little crazy from time to time. And I think we got to start with that before we do anything else. Um, okay. So let's go to What's one thing that you're decluttering mentally this spring?
Hmm. That's a hard question.
Well, while you think about it, I'll go first. Well, this is actually a follow-up because I think we talked about this in our New Year's episode. For me, it's social media. And I really have, like, not that I'm not on social media at all, because I still am, but I would say I cut back like 90%. Because every single time I go on there, literally every time, immediately I get thrown right into that feeling of just feeling like overwhelmed or frustrated or pissed off. And so I'm like, I'm just not going on here right now. But on the flip side, I will say you're really good about sending like funny reels and stuff that you see.
Yeah.
And so I always know in my inbox, there's going to be like a few messages from you and a few from dad that are going to be hilarious. And I try to watch those right before I go to bed so that I'm like in a good mood.
Well, with your social media too, we had someone on the podcast, and I can't remember who it was that was talking about this. And she was saying how you have to filter your own social media. So if
Mhm.
you're constantly watching posts that are like stressful and you're like you like that type of content and you watch the videos all the way through, that's the type of content you're gonna like keep getting. But if you're watching things that are like funny and like uplifting
Mhm.
more and like engaging with that content more, that's what your feed shows you.
Yeah, she was saying like curate your
Yeah.
feed. And that's the thing because I feel like if you watch one video that is negative, like if I like maybe
Yeah.
it's like a news update or something, all of a sudden my feed will be filled with that. And I'm like, I just want to see some funny
Yeah.
things. Except now Millie and Aiden figured out like if you search funny animal videos, they'll get funny animal videos. So now my feed is starting to shift into that, which is just kind of annoying too. So anyhow, I'm decluttering social media, but here's the moral of the story. That was a big goal at the beginning of the year, but it was a risky goal because I'm like, okay, if I'm not posting every single day and I'm not doing stories, is that going to hurt my business? And it has not at all. Like the opposite has happened. And I think the opposite has happened because I feel more re-energized and less stressed about my business. So it's been going good.
Yeah.
What about you? Are you decluttering social media?
No.
No. Knew it. Are you declutter? There's got to be something like is there anything that bothers you? I feel like you're
My
so
SAT scores.
okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. So, can I tell them about my theory?
Yes.
Okay. So, I feel like you get a little bit of test anxiety, which
Yeah.
is normal. I've always been that way too. But I think there's this trend that's happening with your generation. And I already told you this theory, but I'm
Yeah.
just, telling everyone else now. I think there's this trend where you guys are so used to social media and short form content that you don't literally do not have the attention span for something like an SAT. Because how long did you have to sit for that?
I think like 3 hours. And then some of my friends are actually taking the ACT today, and that is a 5 hour long
Yeah.
test.
So you're talking about kids that like normally are watching 5-second clips are going to sit for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And they did it the week of the time change,
Yeah, they did it exactly like the time change was what, Sunday?
Sunday,
And the
and it
test was
was
Monday.
Monday. And so you were getting up, it was at 7 a.m. So it was still dark outside. And I'm like, they're just setting these kids up for failure by doing that because, I mean, you look at any study and it shows people are thrown off, your whole circadian rhythm's thrown off with the time change. And so to have to sit down for 3 hours and do the test,
Yeah.
not good. But no, I have this theory, and so I had told you that theory about the test scores. Right after I told you that, I saw there's a study from like what I forget one of the universities, I think in California, and they said that 76% of teenagers that were doing the college entry exam couldn't do like basic reading and basic math. They couldn't pass it.
Yeah.
And so I think this is like a bigger problem as a whole with your generation.
Yeah.
And I think attention span is a big part of it. So, anyhow, so yeah, that's stressful. So, what are you going to do about it? Huh? What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
Well, it's over. So, are you going to
Yeah.
retake it?
Eventually, I'm probably gonna have to. I'm either gonna take that or the AccuPlacer. I don't really care about my SAT score. I just need to take the math dual enrollment classes
Yeah.
so that I can graduate my AA
Okay.
because
Well,
I'm so smart and awesome.
well, that's a good plan though. Just take another test, whatever test you need to take to pass it.
Yeah, because the AccuPlacer is only like 20 questions and it takes like an hour and a half.
Yeah. And I feel like if you tell yourself, you're going to pass it
Yeah.
and it's fine, you'll pass it. You'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. Okay, another question. What habit would you like to clean up? And I can tell you mine right now, eating sweets, specifically Andy's ice cream.
I think you could add Cadbury eggs to your list.
Yeah. They opened an Andy's ice cream in our neighborhood, which, if you don't know what Andy's is, it's like frozen custard and it's so good. But every time I eat it, I feel terrible for like a week. And I told her like a few days ago, I'm like, don't let me eat Andy's again because I feel bad for like a week and I'm just going to regret it. And then last
24
night,
hours later, she's like, "Do you want to go to Andy's?" And I was like, "Didn't you just tell me yesterday to never let you eat it again?" And she was like, "Well, I mean,
I was like, the
it's
kids
alright."
want it, dad wanted it. But see, now I regret it.
Yeah. My habit I'm trying to fix is my posture because it's very bad from being on
Mhm.
my phone.
See,
I'm gonna need
another
a
thing with your
yeah.
generation.
It's so bad I'm about to buy myself a back brace. I look like an old man with a hunchback.
Yeah, we've been going to the chiropractor even.
Yeah.
You got to do some like stretches and exercises every day.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good habit to tackle. What's something you used to love that you want to bring back? So mine is, remember when I used to go for early morning walks with the kids? Like
Yeah.
first thing, the sun would be coming up and I would go for a walk every single day. And I always felt amazing. I always got so many good ideas while I was on the walk. And I'm telling you what, I just never find the time. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go for a walk. And then I'll get distracted or I'll be like, oh, I'm going to, you know, eat breakfast or do this or do that. And then I'll go for a walk after and then I'll forget. And I don't go on the walk.
Yeah.
So
Early signs of dementia.
seriously, there's like something going on. All right. What about you? Is there something you want to bring back that you,
Being an only child.
oh, yeah. Well, sorry, that's not going to happen. Maybe when you move out someday, you'll feel like an only child again.
Yeah.
No, don't do that though. Don't do that. Okay, is there anything that feels heavy right now that you want to let go of? Okay, so this is one too, like about mental declutter is I think a lot of times there's things in our life that feel very overwhelming and stressful and we just put up with it because we just think we have to. But like what if you didn't have to? You got to get creative and think, is there a way that I can either get rid of this or minimize it? So, do you have one of those things? Something that feels heavy that you want to get rid of?
No. I don't know. I gotta
I'll tell you
think.
mine. I'll tell you mine's kind of personal. Um, you'll understand exactly when I tell you. Mine is the resentment that I feel towards my uncle who lives in our neighborhood
Oh, me too.
and has caused so much stress for our family and so much drama.
He is
And
evil.
all last year was just a lot of drama, a lot of stress, a lot of fear, a lot of like everything. And for me, I'm just like, I just kind of made the decision. I'm not going to worry about it because I can't control it. So why worry about it? And I'm not going to let it keep making me mad and stressing me out. So I'm just kind of like, I wrote it off. I don't go around him. I've blocked him on everything. I put up that boundary. I've stuck to it. And if he does something bad, that's his karma. It's not my job.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like for mine, I could say my leaky gut. We've talked about that
Mm-hmm.
before. I would like to let go of my leaky gut
Mm-hmm.
if that was an option.
Yeah, and we at the beginning of the year we did the no wheat, no
Yeah.
sugar, and I felt amazing. You felt amazing. Your
Yeah, that was
skin
the only
cleared
time that
up.
you've ever stuck with it
Hmm.
for like a long period of time.
I feel like we talked about this earlier today, but I really think that a good goal would be between now and prom
Yeah.
because I feel like if I have an end date, I can stick with it more than just this open,
Yeah.
doing it forever. But I really did. I felt more energetic and then I didn't crave it all the time.
Yeah. That would be a good episode for us to talk about is like just the whole leaky gut thing and all the
Hmm.
benefits of doing the no wheat, no sugar.
Yeah.
So I feel like I definitely have seen a lot every time that I've done it.
Yeah. And you see a lot of like physical changes, but I think like your mental state too. Like I
Yeah.
feel more energized
Less
and less
brain
overwhelmed. Right.
brain fog. I was
Yeah.
trying to say brain brog.
No. See, you've got
Yeah.
brain fog right now. See, I almost did it too.
Brain
Brain
frog.
frog. That's a sign. If you can't say brain fog, you've
Yeah.
got brain fog and you
Yeah.
need no wheat, no sugar. Yeah, we should do that again.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Well, I mean, I guess this question kind of goes with it. What's one small change that makes a big difference in how you feel daily?
No wheat, no sugar.
Yeah.
Also, having a clean space,
Hmm.
I feel like.
Yeah, for me, I think working out in the morning, I just have to do it because if I don't, the rest of the day I feel different. Like I feel like
Yeah.
sluggish and more like moody. Like it's crazy the difference. And again, I just tell myself like 15 minutes. I think if I were to tell myself, oh, you have to work out for an hour every single day and go to the gym and da 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 da. But I just put on a YouTube video for 15 minutes and do that before the little kids wake up. And
Yeah.
then my whole day feels like 100 times better. Okay, what's something in your room or your house that makes you instantly feel calm or happy?
My dog.
Oh, that's so
So
sweet.
sweet.
Um, so I think that The Office instantly, like right when I walk in there, I just feel like very like I could do anything. And I think it's because it's the brightest room in the house. It
Yeah,
has a
brightest
big,
room
huge
and it's like the
window,
most organized.
super organized, and there's live plants and crystals everywhere. And I
Yeah.
feel like that makes a big difference. And by the way, those plants, so we have the Monstera plant and we have spider plants. And then upstairs, I have like aloe vera. Those all clean the air just as good as like an air purifier. They pick up like mold spores and dust and all kinds of things. So I feel like everyone should just have some good plants in their house. It
Mhm.
really makes a difference. So with the office, we did that a while back because it used to be our dining room and it was like dark blue.
Yeah, it
And
was
then we
the
had,
walls were like dark blue and then all the furniture was black. Like we had black
yeah,
tables, black chairs, black rug, a dark blue dresser. At one point we had this like big black dresser that was like so tall it went from the floor to the ceiling.
hmm,
I don't really know what that's called. It wasn't really
it
like
was
a
like an
dresser.
armoire.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. And yeah, it was just such a dark room. And I remember I saw someone on like Pinterest or something that had this amazing looking office. And I was like, if I had an office like that, like I feel like I would do better in my business because I would
Yeah.
want to sit down and
One at the time,
work.
technically you did have an office, but it was like you were using your closet, part of your closet as
Yeah.
an office.
And that was really dark
Yeah,
because there's
there
no
was no
natural
window.
light. It was great for sound though. Like
Yeah.
recording a
And
podcast
the
was great.
walls in there were I think brown at the time too. Like a
Yeah.
dark brown.
So I found the room of my dreams on Pinterest and created a little Pinterest board and made the room, but I think it looks better. But anyhow, it did work. Like I love going in there with my coffee in the morning and getting work done. And it's just like it's so nice. I wish the sound quality was better so I could record podcasts in there.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that and I'm like, man, that completely transformed our house and even just like the vibe of the house and how everything feels. And so then I was thinking about our loft because in our loft, it was so like dark. We had a brown couch that we got like before Alex, or I think
Yeah.
when Alexis was a baby.
15-year-old
Um,
or 16-year-old couch.
this huge dresser that we had a TV sitting on.
The TV was broken because Aiden threw a dinosaur at it.
So the TV wasn't even working. And I was like, this room just sucks. And like it doesn't feel good. And I
Yeah.
don't even like being in here.
And for a
Um,
while we had a like play kitchen set in there too.
yeah, and it was like
I was
brown.
Yeah, a brown kitchen set. Mind you, we had that like even after like I outgrew it and like the kids weren't even born yet. Like we just had this kitchen set
Yeah.
for so long and then we like finally got rid of it. But
Yeah.
I noticed that with like a lot of, I mean, we're not really like that, but like a lot of my friends' parents like hold on to stuff like that from when they were kids, like old clothes and like Barbie dolls from like 15 years ago and like things like that that like they're never going to use again. And then it all just like clutters in like closets and storage rooms and attics and stuff. And then it's like it causes them so much stress, but it's like, what are you ever going to use any of those for?
Yeah. And well, and my parents were like that with saving a lot of
Yeah.
my
I
stuff,
feel
and
like
you
their
don't.
generation is just like that.
Yeah, like never did we go through all these boxes and like look at
Yeah.
everything even. So I'm like, why did we save all this stuff? Um, but your dad got a little sentimental. He's like, "Oh, we had this couch and this is the couch I laid on with all the kids when they were babies and they couldn't sleep at night." And I'm like, it has like a hole in it that we
Yeah, there was a
keep
hole in
losing
it. The
stuff in.
of the couch was fully dented in because the kids used to jump off of it.
Yeah.
And then like the back of the couch, like if you sat a little too far back, you would fully sink into the couch
Hmm.
and you couldn't put phones, clickers, anything on the couch because there was like a forbidden hole in the
Yeah.
couch where if you lost something down the hole of that couch, you're not getting it back ever.
Right. So when the TV broke, I was kind of like, okay, it's just we're getting rid of this stuff. And I remember I asked dad, like, can you sell the furniture, get rid of it? And like months went by. And finally I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna call Salvation Army. So I called them. They came up to the second story and got all the heavy furniture and brought it down. So if that's an excuse for someone, call Salvation Army and like schedule a pickup. But it was so funny because when the guys came and they lifted the couch, like all these toys came pouring out. And I was like, oh, there's all the stuff we lost.
Yeah, that was like with the dresser that was in there too. We like decided just in case before we got rid of it to take the drawers out and make sure nothing fell behind. And there was so much like clothes that were just piled back there that I was like, oh, I've been looking for this.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the first thing I would say is number one, figure out what do you want to do with the space. So I'm homeschooling Amelia and soon Aiden. So I'm like, I really want a homeschool room because Alexis pointed this out. We were sitting at the kitchen table, like with Amelia when I would do her lessons, and she would just get distracted by like everything. Like if someone
Yeah.
walked into the kitchen, if the dog barked, and I'm like, I need a space that's a little less distracting. And I want something like the office that's really bright and
Yeah.
colorful and that's going to make her want to sit down and learn. And so again, I went on Pinterest. I found different rooms that I thought looked really good. And then once I had that, then it's like clear everything out. And I think this is the mistake a lot of people make is they'll buy new stuff before getting rid of the old stuff.
Yeah.
And then you just add more clutter to the mix and it just gets more overwhelming. So again, I scheduled Salvation Army and had them get rid of all the furniture. And the thing with the furniture is like we got plenty of use out of it. We got our
Yeah.
money's worth. It's time to let it go. Let someone else have
Yeah.
it, that needs it. And then I ordered like a few things online and organized it. I literally just looked at the Pinterest picture and organized it like that. And
Yeah.
now the kids love being in there. They'll sit down and actually do their work. No one's getting distracted. And it's like nice and organized.
Yeah. I feel like even if it's too overwhelming for you to do an entire room, there's so many like little spaces in people's houses where they just like forget to clean. Like I'll give this example. Last night we went to get the dishwasher pods down from the cabinet above our microwave. And my mom, she goes, "Why is there dishwasher pods all the way like the cabinet has like another shelf that's so high up you can't even see?" And she was like, "Who put that up there? Like, we can't even see it there." And I look and I was like, "Mom, why is there a statue of a woman on that
Yeah, she's
shelf?"
like, there's a woman up there. I'm like, a woman?
And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Yeah, come look. There's a full statue of like a lady on the shelf." And she's like, "Oh, I've been looking for that." She was like, "Would you say like Grammy bought that for you like 2 years ago?"
I think it's like a family heirloom or something. I don't know how it
was
ended
like
up
that, and
there.
then there was some other random like box of like something. I don't know. I didn't get it down and look. It was like magic erasers or
Because you
something.
can't get it down. It's like 10 feet up high.
Yeah.
Like we'd need a big ladder,
Even if like you stand on the counter, you're not reaching.
which means the only person that could have put it there is dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we found that. And I was like, oh yeah, that statue, like I think it's actually probably like a valuable statue. And here it's sitting up
Yeah.
with the dishwasher pods.
Yeah, if we cleaned out the entire house to move, we probably would have left that up there having no idea that it's up there.
Yeah. Yep. But I feel like you're good about when you get bored, you'll be like, I need to find something to organize. And you'll find like, you'll take like a random
Yeah.
cabinet, like just one drawer or one cabinet, and you'll like organize it
Like
perfectly.
the other day too, I was sitting in the office, and our office is very like clean. And I went and I was like looking at this one book on the shelf, and I move it. And I noticed behind all of the books, the kids have been piling things behind there on the shelf. There was like toys, there was about 8 candles behind these books on the shelf. And then there was like an art project that I did in first grade. It was like a picture of an otter, and we have it on all of our elements. And then there was just like unicorns and dinosaurs hiding behind these books.
Yeah, I think Aiden likes to hide things.
Yeah, and then
At least
forgets
it's
where he
not
hides them.
food. Imagine if it was food that he
Oh,
was
that'd be
hiding. Yeah. We found a box of peanut butter crackers in Amelia's room, like hidden like behind her nightstand. And I'm like, at least it was closed up in the box.
Yeah,
But
do you remember when I was little and me and my friend put Cheez-Its between the crack in the bed and the wall?
yes. Yes, I remember that. I'm like, why would you do that? You're like, I don't know. My friend started doing it, so I did it too.
Yeah, and we thought it was like the funniest thing ever. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I explained to the kids, I'm like, you're going to get bugs in your room.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to sleep with them because, you know, you made that mess. You made that bed. You got to sleep in it. And they're like, ew, bugs. Okay. So I think going through those questions just kind of can help you get a little mentally prepared, mental declutter. And then once you do that, then just again, like Alexis said, it doesn't even have to be an entire room. It could be one drawer, one closet, one little space. And I would make it like your little sacred space. Like, what's your little happy place in the house that feels really good? It could be like a desk, a little corner where it's just nice. It only has things in it that make you feel good, energized, whatever, and it has no clutter. And if you can start with that one space, it'll become addicting. Like once you have one space like that, you're going to want to do another space. Just like when we did your room really nice, I'm like, okay, now I want to do Amelia's room.
Yeah.
Which I got to say one more thing. So your room is like always super clean, super nice. But where did you even get the idea for getting a big painting for your room? Did you just like find that on Pinterest or what?
My wall was just very like boring. Like I just have this like giant plain wall above my bed. And like I've had stuff there before. Like I had vines on the wall, and I didn't like the vines because they like collect dust, and then it would like make my allergies bad.
Yeah,
So then I ended up just like wanting to get a painting. So I think I did look on Pinterest, and I saw like a lot of pictures of like a beds with like a big painting above.
Yeah, so we went to Home Goods and she picks out this gigantic painting. And I'm like, there's no way that's going to
Yeah.
fit. And I was just like, it's way too big for your space. But it looks so good.
And it really, like, when it's in there, it does not look as big as it did in the store. Like in the
Yeah.
store, it looked huge, and she was like, "We're not gonna be able to fit this in the car. It's like bigger than your bed frame,"
Mhm.
which it really, I don't think is like that big, but
No,
like
it
compared to
it
the bed
ended up
frame.
not being bigger than the bed frame. But I feel like it makes your room look so grand. And I've
Yeah.
noticed that like,
I saw a picture that like me and my friends took in my room. It was 1 year ago today, and that was before I had the picture. And my room looked like an insane, like a sane asylum.
mhm,
Like it was just white and like
yeah.
nothing on the walls at all.
See, I want to replace these pictures and get one big grand picture. Because I
Mhm.
noticed that if you get like something big, like a big painting or like a big vase or statue,
Or a
it
big
makes it
plant.
look like just extravagant and expensive. And like the
Yeah.
whole space looks, I don't know, it just
Yeah,
looks more
even
put
the wall
together.
right over there, you can't see it on the camera, but
Yeah.
there was a big grand painting right there above her
And it
desk
looks
that
like
looks
nice,
very
right? It
grand.
looks very
Yeah.
expensive, like a designer did that, but
Yeah.
it was just me.
Yeah.
It was all me.
Um,
Actually, I think it was dad. I don't think I had anything to do with that. Okay, so the second part is planning the rest of the year. So we did that episode the beginning of the year where we plan things out. And I think this is a good time, like every quarter, to revisit that because what happens is we get all excited at the beginning of the year, we plan out a bunch of stuff, and then we forget about it and nothing ends up happening. So we're one quarter's down. So now let's plan like the next quarter of what we want to do. So let's revisit what our theme was for the year and how it's been working out. Mine was unrushed. And I remember like that's so boring.
yeah.
But I'm actually really proud of myself because I've been sticking to it. And not only am I not rushing, but there's actually been instances where we're like late to things, which I shouldn't be proud of. But like,
Yeah.
for example, when Aiden goes to VPK, we were always so early. And then he would get kind of like weird because he'd be at school first before a lot of his other
Yeah.
friends. And then he like, wouldn't know what to do. Now we show up like maybe a minute after we're supposed to, and everyone's sitting down and they're starting to like sing their songs. And he's just like runs in and it's such an easy transition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here, this whole time I was rushing when really, if I would just not rush and just show up when we're supposed to show up, the whole process is easier.
Yeah. I feel like you do still rush a lot though.
Yeah.
We went to an Easter egg hunt like last week. And mind you, the Easter egg hunt doesn't start for another hour. And we live 5 minutes from the clubhouse. She's like, we gotta go. I'm like, my friend's coming to pick me up because we're volunteering. She's like, we gotta go. We're gonna be late. There's gonna be no parking. And I'm like, we're not even in a car. What do we have to be early for? She's like, we gotta go. The
Well,
Easter bunny's gonna leave.
yeah, but in years past, if like the Easter egg hunt is at like 9 a.m., they would be like 9 a.m., boom, everyone
Yeah.
go grab the eggs. But these people did not plan very well.
Yeah.
See,
they
I should have
really
been
didn't.
planning that. Okay, well, clearly I still have a lot of work to do, but at least in one area, I'm not feeling rushed.
Yeah.
So that's good. What was your theme? Do you remember?
Zenith.
Oh yeah, Zenith. What did that
That is
what did that mean?
like a most successful or powerful point of something or someone,
Mm-hmm. So how's that going? Do you feel more successful and powerful?
I guess. I Not really. I mean, kind of. I have a job now, so at least I'm
Yeah.
making money.
You have a job, you're getting scheduled,
I have a car.
you have a car. You manifested that, I
Yeah.
think, for sure. Because didn't the car we got, like you said there was one similar that was on your
Yeah, it was
vision
like
board?
there was one similar on my vision board that it wasn't like the same car, but it was like the same size and like the same color, but it was like just a different like brand or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like I didn't even like I put that car because I was like, oh, I want this exact car. I was just like, oh, I like this like style of car and the size of this car, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it on my vision board because
Yeah,
I don't know anything
she
about
wouldn't tell
cars.
me what she wanted. She was like, I don't care. I'm fine with anything.
I know.
Really, I don't mind.
I told her I would drive a car with 3 wheels.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
like,
it's
is there a certain color? She's like, I really don't care. And so then I was like, well, now I really want to get you a car because you're not being a brat about it and
yeah.
you're just being like grateful with anything. So then so anyhow, like you got a job. That's what we said. You have to get a job if you want a car. And you did that and you got a job and you still have the job, even though people have been let go left and right.
Yeah, they've been firing a lot of people.
So yeah, that is success. That's
Yeah.
good. And you've been doing great with your dual enrollment. That's
Mhm.
success. Um, okay, so I don't have answers for these questions, and this is where you're more creative than me, so you can help
Okay.
me. Okay. What are three things you want to experience before the end of the year? And by the way, everyone listening, like these are good journal prompts for you to do as well if you haven't picked up on that. I probably should have said that in the
This
beginning.
actually reminds me of a quote I saw the other day. I want to travel more because I saw this quote and it was saying how even if you're someone who doesn't like traveling that much, like because you're miserable stuck into a 9 to 5, and then you feel like traveling just adds more stress. I was saying how like traveling gets rid of the illusion that your current life is the only possible version of your life.
Ooh, that's good.
So that's I'm putting on my vision board to travel more this year.
That's good. Honestly, like we are living in an illusion and we're all conditioned and brainwashed to think to just settle for like less than what we really want and just to be grateful for that.
Yeah. I feel like I have definitely noticed that this year though, because usually we travel like to the same three places. We go to like Naples, St. Augustine, and Orlando. But this year we went to Rosemary Beach. And originally I would be like, I could never see myself living in like the northern part of Florida because it's cold. I don't like the idea of living anywhere up north in general.
Mhm.
And then we went and visited, and I was like, oh, I really like this area.
It
It's
was
very nice.
really
Like I could
cute.
see myself living here.
Yeah. And it felt like we went to Europe, but it was
Yeah.
just northern Florida. That's the thing because I really don't have any desire to travel like to another country right now while the kids are little, maybe once
Yeah.
they're older. Um, but I was like, we don't have to. We live in a state where there's so many
Yeah.
beautiful destinations. Why are we going to the same places over and over?
Yeah.
So that's where I need your creativity because my goal is like every quarter, at least I want to go travel.
Yeah.
Like within the state is fine, but just go to a new place.
Yeah.
And so normally every June we go to Naples for our birthdays, which I love Naples and it's like my happy place, one of my
Yeah.
favorite places in the world. So I'm fine with doing that again, but I'm like we should come up with a couple other
Yeah.
places. And this made me think of one that's in between here in Naples. It's called Devil's Den. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I have.
It's like this, what would you call it? Like a cavern?
Kind of like a cave almost with the
Yes.
opening at the top.
Yeah, and there's this beautiful, like crystal clear spring in there where you can snorkel. And
Yeah.
it's like one of the most beautiful places you can go.
Yeah.
Um,
And with I think that's like maybe like what, a 2 hour drive from us?
yeah, it's in between here
So
in
we wouldn't
Naples.
even have to make it a full vacation. Like we could
We
just
could
take a
stop
day
on the
trip.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one is like the Fountain of Youth. So like everyone's heard of the Fountain of Youth. Well, so many people believe that it's this spot in Florida. And
Where is that at? St.
I
Augustine?
think it's no, I think it's between here and like Miami. I think it's on the other side of Florida, I'm pretty sure.
I
It's
don't know
probably like
why
a 3 hour
I
drive.
thought it was in St. Augustine. There's some fountain in St. Augustine that's like sentimental that everyone goes and drinks
Oh,
the water from the
maybe.
fountain. I don't really know
Maybe
what
it
it is.
is. Well, either way, like that's what I was thinking. Like we could even do that like on the way to
Yeah.
another trip
Yeah.
because these are places like people come from all over the world to go there and they're
Yeah.
within driving distance. Why have we not gone?
Yeah.
So that's my goal for the rest of the year. I want to get these things planned out and scheduled because if we don't plan it, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So Devil's Den, Fountain of Youth,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay. What would make this year feel really fun?
Well, I feel like that kind of goes with what we just said.
I know.
I definitely I want to find more like concerts to go to too. We've been doing more
Hmm.
concerts lately.
Yeah, that was one
Because
of our
now that we
goals.
don't have like we used to do like Disney and Universal have like amusement park tickets. So I feel like instead of doing that,
Hmm.
like there's concerts and stuff, but also we live in Florida where everyone listens to country and rap music, and I don't like either of those. So
Yeah. We're gonna have to just become country fans and
yeah.
get some cowboy boots like Madison on Love on the
Oh yeah,
Spectrum.
she's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah. That show, by the way, talk about like feeling uplifting.
Yeah.
Love on the Spectrum, if you haven't watched it, such a good show. We binged it the other day, and it's like we were watching it, and um her dad was saying, like, why can't everyone just be like that? Like, it's just so like everyone's so loving. And
Yeah.
when they meet other people, it's like they instantly find the good in the other person. And we're just like,
We
imagine
were
if the
talking
whole world
about
was like
too,
that.
Connor from Love on the Spectrum is
Hmm.
so funny. And we were like, we need a friend like Connor that
Yeah.
just says the most like out of pocket, like funniest things at the best timing.
Yeah.
Because there was this one part where they were in Florida and there was like a gust of wind. And he was like, "Storms are brewing. I feel it in
Yeah.
my beards."
Yeah. You just like, it's so uplifting.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, this is a good reminder. Like, I want to be more like that. I want to be more like, look for the good in every single situation, even in a
yeah,
stressful, negative situation, or like, there's someone else and there's qualities you don't like. You can find the good.
yeah,
So, anyhow, we got kind of sidetracked with that, but I guess that would add to like making this year feel really fun. Like, you can
yeah.
make any situation feel fun.
Isn't that called like romanticizing your life?
Ooh,
Isn't that like
this
the word
is
for it?
good.
Yeah,
Yes, I like that. Yeah. And it's like, a bad situation like that, like it was, well, I don't want to spoil the show, but it was like a nice event and a storm was coming in, and he like
yeah,
made, just like turned it into like a kind of a joke, and like they just had a good time. And
yeah,
we should, I need to be more like that.
yeah. Be more like Connor.
I'm going to romanticize my life. Okay. What is something new that you want to try?
Mm, I feel like it would be nice to travel out of the state once. We have not traveled out of Florida since before COVID,
Hmm.
since like 2019 when she first had Millie. We went to Illinois once.
So where would you want to go? Our
I don't know.
cousins told us we can come to California. Our
Yeah.
cousins just visited from California, and they're like, now come visit us. I'm like, well, I've never been there.
Yeah. I would like to. California would be fun.
Hmm.
I don't like their gas prices, but I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like we would be driving there. We'd be flying there because it's way too far to drive.
Yeah.
We also were talking about Charleston.
Yeah, that would be good.
I like.
There's so
I
many
really want to
places.
go to Nashville one time too.
I mean,
Nashville,
that's on the way
Tennessee.
to Illinois. If we,
Yeah,
make a little pit stop and then go visit our family in Illinois.
go visit Abby.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling like the kids are at an age now where I think we could do it. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think it would be as stressful. It was just when Aiden
The
was
only
little.
place that I honestly would not want to travel right now is New York during Christmas time because our friends went and that just seems like a stressful nightmare. Like you
Yeah.
could not pay me to
I'm
go.
glad that they like went and experienced
Yeah,
that,
because
because
we were
now we
like
know.
we were talking about going and then we saw that and we were like,
It just looked like pure
yeah,
chaos. I was like, I don't know that I'm gonna like that.
yeah.
Um, okay. If everything went amazingly this year, what would be different? I feel like for me, the only thing that would be different is like once Aiden's out of VPK and then you're done
Yeah.
going to the actual school, which is going to happen in like a month.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
it's
we have like a
more
month
like
left.
that.
And then I am going to be online next year.
Yay,
Yay.
freedom.
It'll be so nice.
Yeah.
That's like all I've been thinking about this past month is how nice it's going to be next year once I am online and I don't have to go to school.
Hmm. See, I'm trying to like teach you, isn't it nice to have freedom and flexibility
Mm-hmm.
and to think about that in the future with the career you choose? Because you can end up in a 9 to 5, or you can end up creating a life where you decide when you work. So just throwing that out there too. And everyone should think about that. Like, Do you like your current routine? And if not, what can you do about it? Like, what do you want to do? And how can you change things and maybe try something new? Okay, the last question that I had, and then I'll tell you like a little practice that's fun. What do you think your future self would tell you right now? So I'm gonna like go over this practice. I heard someone talk about this a long time ago, and I was like, this is so good. So you basically sit down and you can have a journal with you or whatever, and you're gonna visualize yourself sitting at a table. So there's you, like the present you. There's the child version of you. Like, so
Mhm.
think of like little Alexis. Then there's like for people my age, it would be like the teenage version of you. Obviously, you're
Yeah.
already a teenager. And then, maybe like the 20, 30 something version of you. And then the future version of you, maybe 5, 10 years into the future. And you're going to go around and you're going to look at each of these versions of you sitting at the table and you're going to ask them, what do you need me to know? And then just like let yourself write and see what comes through. And it's such a good practice, especially for your subconscious mind, because there's things that will help you like heal in the past. But also, so for example, if you're doing this with the child version of you and you're asking the child version, like, what do you need me to know? And maybe the child version of you is like, um, I am I ever gonna have friends and have a boyfriend and what's high school gonna be like?
Yeah.
And you were to say like high school's so amazing and I'm going, to all these dances and it's fun and like I have a job and now I'm driving and it it helps to like heal all of the insecurities that maybe you felt when you were younger.
Yeah.
And also maybe you see things, maybe the child version of you can like help you remember something from the innocent, like little child version of you that you can like carry with you.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting practice. And then when you get to the future version of you, it kind of helps you step into that next level, like identity of who you want to be.
Yeah.
And so it's just an interesting practice to try and do. So, what do you think the future version of you would tell you?
Um, I don't know.
I think so. I've experienced. Okay, so this is what's crazy. I'll tell you that you're gonna think I'm nuts, but
Okay.
I think everyone listening will probably be able to get it. Um, so I always like envision the future version of me is like relax because everything's going to be okay. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about anything. Everything works out for you. And it's so much bigger and better than you can possibly imagine. So and then there's usually like details, but that's like the overarching message. And I always tell myself that, and it calms me down to just think like whatever is worrying me, like it's going to be okay. And everything always works out. And what's wild is like I'll go doing this exercise, you'll go back to like your child version of you and you'll say things like that. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like the things you're worried about now, no big deal because everything works out and life gets so much better than you can possibly imagine. And what's wild is like you are that future version of you talking to
Yeah.
yourself. You're
Yeah.
like the giving yourself, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just an interesting,
Yeah.
you're like time traveling in a
Time
way.
travel.
Yeah. But with your subconscious mind and it works. So there we go. Um, okay. So just to recap, I would start with like calming your nervous system. I'll put a link in the show notes for that. I've got a bunch of really quick, they're like 30-second practices you can do for that. Um, then tackle any like physical decluttering you want to do. And then now is a perfect time to like go through those questions, plan out the next quarter, the rest of the year. Because again, if you don't do it, I feel like the year just, you get
Yeah.
in your routine and then the end of the year is here and you're like, oh man, I didn't do anything that I had planned at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Any final words?
Not that I can think of.
Romanticize your life. I
Uh-huh.
think that's, you know what? Forget the unrushed thing. That's my new
Yeah.
theme of the year. Romanticize my life. That's what I'm doing. Thank you, Alexis. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.